Today, the manual we'll be reading is called Installing and Testing a GFCI Receptacle. For help meeting NEC guidelines, please visit www.legrand.us/GFCI. Please read this leaflet completely before getting started. 1. What is a GFCI? A GFCI receptacle is different from conventional receptacles. In the event of a ground fault, a GFCI will trip and quickly stop the flow of electricity to prevent serious injury. Definition of a ground fault. Instead of following its normal safe path, electricity passes through a person's body to reach the ground. For example, a defective appliance can cause a ground fault. A GFCI receptacle does not protect against circuit overloads, short circuits, or shocks. For example, you can still be shocked if you touch bare wires while standing on a non-conducting surface such as a wood floor. Self-test GFCI receptacle with safe lock protection. This is a self-test GFCI receptacle with safe lock protection. It conducts an automatic test every 3 seconds, ensuring it's always ready to protect. If the device fails the test, the indicator light flashes to signal that the GFCI should be replaced. It also has our proven safe lock protection feature. If critical components are damaged and protection is lost, power to this receptacle and any downstream receptacles will be disconnected. The GFCI's features: front view, receptacle, outlet, test button, see step 8, reset button, see step 8, indicator light, outlet, mounting bracket, screw, terminal colors. Green equals grounding terminals, silver equals white terminals, brass equals hot terminals. Back view. Load, hot terminal, brass. Connection for the load cable's black wire. Line, hot terminal, brass. Connection for the line cable's black wire. A yellow sticker covers the load terminals. Do not remove the sticker at this time. Load, white terminal, silver. Connection for the load cable's white wire. Line, white terminal, silver. Connection for the line cable's white wire. Grounding terminal, green. Connection for bare copper or green wire. Should you install it? Installing a GFCI receptacle can be more complicated than installing a conventional receptacle. Make sure that you understand basic wiring principles and techniques, can interpret wiring diagrams, have circuit wiring experience, are prepared to take a few minutes to test your work, making sure that you have wired the GFCI receptacle correctly. 4. Line versus load. A cable consists of 2 or 3 wires. Line cable delivers power from the service panel, breaker panel, or fuse box to the GFCI. If there is only one cable entering the electrical box, it is the line cable. This cable should be connected to the GFCI's line terminals only. Load cable delivers power from the GFCI to another receptacle in the circuit. This cable should be connected to the GFCI's load terminals only. The load terminals are under the yellow sticker. Do not remove the sticker at this time. 5. Turn the power off. Plug an electrical device, such as a lamp or radio, into the receptacle on which you are working. Turn the lamp or radio on, then go to the service panel, find the breaker or fuse that protects that receptacle, place the breaker in the off position or completely remove the fuse. The lamp or radio should turn off. Next, plug in and turn on the lamp or radio at the receptacle's other outlet to make sure the power is off at both outlets. If the power is not off, stop work and call an electrician to complete the installation. 6. Identify cables/wires. Important. Do not install the GFCI receptacle in an electrical box containing A. More than 4 wires, not including the grounding wires, or B. Cables with more than 2 wires, not including the grounding wire. Contact a qualified electrician if either A or B is true. If you are replacing an old receptacle, pull it out of the electrical box without disconnecting the wires. If you see one cable, 2 to 3 wires, it is the line cable. The receptacle is probably in position C. See diagram to the right. Remove the receptacle and go to step 7A. If you see 2 cables, 4 to 6 wires, the receptacle is probably in position A or B. See diagram to the right. Follow steps A through E of the procedure to the right. Procedure: box with 2 cables, 4 to 6 wires. A. Detach one cable's white and hot wires from the receptacle and cap each one separately with a wire connector. Make sure that they are from the same cable. B. Reinstall the receptacle in the electrical box. Attach the faceplate, then turn the power on at the service panel. C. Determine if power is flowing to the receptacle. If so, the capped wires are the load wires. If not, the capped wires are the line wires. D. Turn the power off at the service panel. Label the line and load wires, then remove the receptacle. E. Go to step 7B. Placement in circuit. The GFCI's place in the circuit determines if it protects other receptacles in the circuit. Sample circuit. Placing the GFCI in position A will also provide protection to load side receptacles B and C. On the other hand, placing the GFCI in position C will not provide protection to receptacles A or B. Remember that receptacles A, B, and C can be in different rooms. Seven. Connect the wires. Choose A or B only after reading other side completely. A. One cable, 2 or 3 wires entering the box. Grounding connection to box if box has a grounding terminal. Wire connector. Electrical box. Line cable brings power to the GFCI. Yellow sticker remains in place to cover the load terminals. About wire connections. Screw terminal wire, 1 inch. Pressure plate back wire, 9/16 inch. Side wire, clockwise, 2/3 of the way around screw. Pressure plate back wire. Connect the line cable wires to the line terminals. The white wire connects to the white terminal, silver. The black wire connects to the hot terminal, brass. Connect the grounding wire only if there is a grounding wire. For a box with no grounding terminal, diagram not shown, connect the line cable's bare copper or green wire directly to the grounding terminal on the GFCI receptacle. For a box with a grounding terminal, diagram shown above, connect a 6-inch bare copper or green 12 or 14 American wire gauge wire to the grounding terminal on the GFCI. Also connect a similar wire to the grounding terminal on the box. Connect the ends of these wires to the line cable's bare copper or green wire using a wire connector. If these wires are already in place, check the connections. Torque terminal screws to 14 to 16 inch-pounds. Complete the installation. Fold the wires into the box, keeping the grounding wire away from the white and hot terminals. Screw the receptacle to the box and attach the faceplate. Go to step 8. B. 2 cables, 4 or 6 wires entering the box. Load cable feeds power to other receptacles. Grounding connection to box, if box has a grounding terminal. Wire connector. Electrical box. Line cable brings power to the GFCI. About wire connections. Screw terminal wire, 1 inch. Pressure plate back wire, 9/16 inch. Side wire, clockwise, 2/3 of the way around screw. Pressure plate back wire. Connect the line cable wires to the line terminals. The white wire connects to the white terminal, silver. The black wire connects to the hot terminal, brass. Connect the load cable wires to the load terminals. Remove the yellow sticker to reveal the load terminals. The white wire connects to the white terminal, silver. The black wire connects to the hot terminal, brass. Connect the grounding wires as shown above, only if there is a grounding wire. Connect a 6-inch bare copper or green, 12 or 14 American wire gauge wire to the grounding terminal on the GFCI. If the box has a grounding terminal, also connect a similar wire to the grounding terminal on the box. Connect the ends of these wires to the line and load cable's bare copper or green wire using a wire connector. If these wires are already in place, check the connections. Torque terminal screws to 14 to 16 inch-pounds. Complete the installation. Fold the wires into the box, keeping the grounding wire away from the white and hot terminals. Screw the receptacle to the box and attach the faceplate. Go to step 8. 8. Test your work. Why perform this test? If you miswired the GFCI, it may not prevent personal injury or death due to a ground fault, electrical shock. Procedure. A. Turn the power on at the service panel. Press the reset button fully. The reset button should stay in. If the reset button does not stay in, go to troubleshooting. If the reset button stays in, plug a lamp or radio into the GFCI and leave it plugged in to verify that the power is on. If there is no power, go to troubleshooting. B. Press the test button in order to trip the device. This should stop the flow of electricity, making the radio or lamp shut off and the GFCI's red indicator light, if present, come on. Note that the reset button will pop out. If the power stays on or the red indicator light stays off, go to troubleshooting. If the power goes off and the red indicator light comes on, you have installed the GFCI receptacle correctly. To restore power, press the reset button. C. If you installed your GFCI using step 7B, plug a lamp or radio into surrounding receptacles to see which ones, in addition to the GFCI, lost power when you pressed the test button. Do not plug life-saving devices into any receptacles that lost power. Place a GFCI protected sticker on every receptacle that lost power. D. Press the test button, then reset button, every month to assure proper operation. E. This is a self-test GFCI receptacle with safe lock protection. It conducts an automatic test every 3 seconds, ensuring it's always ready to protect. If the device fails the test, the indicator light flashes to signal that the GFCI should be replaced. It also has our proven safe lock protection feature. If critical components are damaged and protection is lost, power to this receptacle and any downstream receptacles will be disconnected. Troubleshooting. Turn the power off and check the wire connections against the appropriate wiring diagram in step 7A or 7B. Make sure that there are no loose wires or loose connections. Also, it is possible that you reverse the line and load connections. Line/load reversal will be indicated by no power at the GFCI and by the reset button not staying in when pressed, or by the red indicator light remaining off after you press the GFCI's test button. Reverse the line and load connections if necessary. Start the test from the beginning of step 8 if you rewired any connections to the GFCI. Ratings: 15 amps, 125 volts, 60 Hz. 20 amps, 125 volts, 60 Hz. Limited 1-year warranty. Pass and Seymour will remedy any defect in workmanship or material in Pass and Seymour products which may develop under proper and normal use within 1 year from date of purchase by a consumer. 1. By repair or replacement, or, at Pass & Seymour's option. 2. By return of an amount equal to customer's purchase price. Such remedy is in lieu of any and all expressed or implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purchase. For a particular purpose. Such remedy by Pass & Seymour does not include or cover cost of labor for removal or reinstallation of the product. All other further elements of damage, incidental or consequential damages, for breach of any and all expressed or implied warranties, including warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose, are excluded hereby. Some states do not allow disclaimers or exclusion or limitation of incidental or consequential damages, so the above disclaimer and limitation or exclusion may not apply to you. Any implied warranties, including where required, warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose, shall be limited to the 1-year period set forth above. Some states do not allow limitations on how long an implied warranty lasts, so the above limitation may not apply to you. To ensure safety, all repairs to Pass & Seymour products must be made by Pass & Seymour or under its specific direction. Procedure to obtain performance of any warranty obligation is as follows. 1. Contact Pass & Seymour, Syracuse, New York, 13221 for instructions concerning return or repair. 2. Return the product to Pass & Seymour, postage paid, with your name and address and a written description of the installation or use of the Pass & Seymour product, and the observed defects or failure to operate, or other claimed basis for dissatisfaction. This warranty gives you specific legal rights, and you may also have other rights which vary from state to state.